This is Colin Mockery, and you're listening to Dispatch Radio.
Folks, we have another great show on the CW that we need to talk about. It debuted last night at 9:30. It's called Seed, and the star of that show is Adam Korson, and we have him on the phone. We're going to talk about the show a little bit and what Adam's been up to. How are you, my friend?
I'm doing well. I'm doing real well.
Now,
thanks for having me.
Are you a review reader? Are you up this morning wondering what people are saying about your show, or you just don't even pay it any mind?
I would love to be the one that just doesn't care at all. I do read them. I think that it's interesting, but I'll say this: you take the good with the bad, and a good review and a bad review, it kind of means the same. It's just you can't get hung up on either or. But it is interesting to hear people's thoughts.
It is hard to be a reviewer. I know I'm called on to do that a lot myself, because a lot of times you can enjoy something, but you still have to be critical so that your apples to apples comparisons are the same, you know what I'm trying to say? Yep. So it's kind of hard to sometimes narrate the appropriate qualifications of who might like something that can sometimes just be fun, or it can just be for a certain type of audience. But tell everybody a little bit about Seed and what they're going to expect.
Sure, yeah. Well, Seed is a half-hour comedy. It's about, a bachelor bartender finds out the sperm donation he made as a teenager has resulted into children who have tracked him down and want him to be a part of their lives. And, he's reluctant at first, but finds himself, intertwined with them and their families. It's a unique premise in the sense that I know that some people have tried to do it on television. It hasn't really happened. And here we are. We have a 13-episode season, which is very cool. But it's a half-hour comedy. I think it's a show that you're going to tune into and watch and just have fun with and escape. And I think that, if that's great television in my mind, is where you can sit down and just lose or take a break away from your normal lives and just be entertained. And I think that's what, while I think we do break some new ground with it, at the root of it all, it's just a fun show people are going to enjoy.
I got to bust on Adam a little bit here about the preliminary part here. When you read that script, that first one, or you're going through the pitch, or however you were set up for the audition, I got to have it, or more like, I'm not sure I want to get myself into this? What goes through your mind a little bit about you want to be part of this kind of comedy?
Well, it's so funny because when I got the audition, we audition all the time, right? You get roles and you go into it and really you put your all into something, and then you have to forget it as soon as you lose the room, because nothing is ever guaranteed, and there's more rejection in this business, than anything else. But with this particular role, I live in LA, and I have an agent that actually works in Vancouver, up in Canada. And so she sent me the audition request, and I put it on tape down here. Really, it was within a matter of hours. She sent me the audition, I put it on tape, sent it to her. She sent it to Toronto, where they were casting it. And then I hadn't heard anything for a month, I think it was. Got a call back that I was meeting with the producers in LA, and then tested it, another month later in Toronto. And I got to say that for me, it was the premise. I think, sperm donor is just really, it's a means for this group of strangers to come together to form a family. We don't hold on to the sperm donation as much. We really kind of go into the relationships and the characters. But I will say this: it was the first script that I read in a long time where I actually laughed out loud.
That's fantastic.
There was this wit to the writing, where it wasn't just a setup to a joke. It was, you really kind of fell in love with these characters, and laughed at the stuff that they got into. It was a unique occurrence for me, which was great.
Now, I know the show has aired in Canada already, right? So we're already further along in the process. Yeah. What has been the reception in Canada to the show?
Very positive, which, I think when you watch a show anywhere, it's always a tough thing, especially comedies. Comedies usually take a little bit longer for people to kind of come around to and understand. Which is why I say it's for ours, just there's something about just sitting back and being entertained which I think audiences have to do and not hold expectations. But, audiences are a lot smarter now than ever before. And there's so much content that, I totally understand, people's expectations. But we have aired in Canada, and, it was extremely positive. We are the first comedy out of Canada to be sold to the U.S., which is amazing. We are critically acclaimed up in Canada, we were voted the #1 comedy amongst the critics up there. So, and just the audience themselves, we have a very strong fan base who call themselves the Seedlings, which is a riot.
I gotta say that's actually both humorous and disturbing all at the same time.
Right. It's like, well, okay, little sperm all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, makes you think. We'll just call it charming. How about that?
There we go. We can live with that.
So, we have been, thankfully very successful up there, which, for us, launching it down here gives us, I guess a little bit of confidence, knowing what we've done up there. But again, after the show airs, you kind of have to just put the trust in the show, and, we're all very proud of it. I'm extremely proud of the show, and because I live in LA and have been living here for a long time, for me, it's more so, I'm so thrilled that I can finally share this with very close people in my life who have heard me talk about the show for a while. I have family in Boston. I have people, it's like in Chicago and Florida. So it's like, it's really cool for finally people get to see what I've been working on, which is great.
You've done some pretty big shows leading up to this. Obviously, you're on the Glades and Two Broke Girls and that kind of thing. Was there any sort of word of advice or anyone that kind of spoke anything to you as some encouragement that you still sort of kind of hang on a little bit?
When I shot the Glades, actually, I was able to sympathize and really get to get in touch with I'm even losing his name right now. The lead.
We'll move on. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I don't know off the top of my head. That's not right.
But
I still got Seedlings running through my head, bro. It's not right. So.
all that's in my mind right now is sperm. I just keep thinking about. But because he's the lead of the show and I'm the lead of Seed, Matt Passmore. How about that?
There we go.
Matt Passmore. He's a really great guy. He's a kind guy. We got to really bond over the fact of being leads on a show and that there's a lot more work. And so that was kind of nice to know that to relate with someone else, especially when you're coming on as a guest star. But I will say, I just recently did an episode of Seinfeld Delivered, which is on Hallmark. But I got to work with Carol Burnett.
Oh my goodness.
That was epic, right? I mean,
yeah.
For me, it's like, if you're talking like the powerhouse in comedy, female comedy, but comedy in general, you're like Lucille Ball and Carol Burnett, And so what I learned from her, though, was, she's in her 80s, and she is a true professional, but also just a great person. She's kind and caring and jokes around. In between takes, we were, telling jokes and singing show tunes. Like it felt like I was in the Carol Burnett show. And that taught me a lot. That taught me, that doesn't matter how old you are, how much you've done, you got to always stay grounded and humbled. And, people are attracted to that. And I always have been in my career, and I don't really take anything for granted, and I do work hard every day. But it's always nice to remind yourself to laugh and to know that you can actually be successful in this business doing it that way, not being a jerk,
Yeah, we're talking with Adam Korson. Seed debuted last night on the CW. It's 9:30 p.m. on Mondays, and they're in season 2 up in Canada. They'll be headed that direction, and it's great to see the show finally land in America. And Adam, I have to change gears a little bit because you want to talk a humble game, but how do you maintain that when they're putting you in magazines and you're the one of the top men to watch and the 50 most beautiful people? And is it just mom and dad that are proud, or are you kind of like, oh my gosh, how did I get myself into this situation too? Or you're like, hey, I'm also that guy on Seed.
Right. Hey man, I've been the top 50 most beautiful all my life. I've been waking up in the morning, looking at myself in the mirror, and saying, "Hey man, you're beautiful. You're beautiful."
It just says that like in lipstick. It says beautiful with an arrow. So when you put your face in the mirror, it just points right to you, bro.
You know, it's like when the mirror's all fogged up. You just kind of draw a heart. Yeah. Adam plus Adam equals beautiful.
There you go.
It's you know, look, it's weird. I will say that. I'm being completely honest. It's weird, but hey, I'll take it. I'll take it with open arms. Yeah, man. You know, I think beauty really, and it's such a cliche, but beauty comes from the inside, and we're society that's based on. I understand like the outside and all that, but you know, beauty's from the inside, and people should focus more on that than the outside. But hey, if people want to look, I'd be willing to. You know, look, people can look at me. I'm okay with that.
We hope so. It's AdamKorson.com for those of you that need a good look, and you can check that out. Or follow him on Twitter, where his name is reversed at Korson Adam at Twitter. So, bro, if we don't have a good time with it, bro, what else is there to say?
Now I'm going down the road of like, maybe we should do like a private video viewing. You know, we can set up a...
It's like the Truman Show. It's
right.
It's the Adam Show. Life with Adam. Got the mirror camera.
We'll get the contracts all signed. We'll get all the contracts signed.
Produced by Dispatch Radio and the freaky people down in Florida who are conceding to the seedlings. I think I've lost total control of this interview.
Opening sequence in the mansion, you know, just. Oh no, I'm not even gonna go there. I'm not even.
It's like a smoking jacket. Oh, hi. I'm Adam Korson. Welcome to the Adam Show.
Welcome to the Adam Show.
What does
sperm and beauty?
Oh my gosh, it's so disturbing and yet so hysterical all at the same time.
Right? I don't even talk about sperm enough.
I don't.
Think about it.
We've set a record with the amount of times we've said it during this interview alone on my show.
Haven't we? But you know, if you really think about it, we're all just a little bit of sperm with an egg.
At least 50%.
Right?
At least 50%. Yeah.
Without the sperm, we wouldn't be here.
That's right.
Just like without the egg.
Yep.
Miracle of life.
The egg show will definitely be in development at the CW as a spinoff.
Right.
Down the road. Right. Next fall, Zygote to follow Seed.
Well, I think our next episode 2, is called Zygote Problem.
Zygote Problem.
Zygote Problem. Yeah.
Oh my goodness, it's fantastic.
Dude, there's so many puns.
Not enough time on TV.
We can use.
Yeah. What do you like to do in your downtime, bro?
I'm a total, you know, outside adventure junkie. So you'll always find me either hiking or I just bought a really cool mountain bike, which I'm getting back into. I used to do it all the time. Or in the ocean, surfing. If I can, I'll travel around. But I'm like a total adventure junkie.
Fantastic.
So yeah, man.
Do we get a lot of those photos like on Twitter, like here's me biking and here's that you doing this, or are you like not into all that social media stuff that much?
You know what? I've learned to embrace it. I don't know if, I mean, you might find me maybe in the short while tweeting something or Instagramming a bike shot.
I think you should take a selfie when you hang up the phone and go, here's me surviving my Dispatch Radio interview with this guy in Florida named Brandon. It was extremely disturbing.
I'm like, well, hey, maybe I'll do it shirtless, you know, and
I tell you what, folks, it's definitely a good time, and the show is called Seed. It is on the CW network Mondays at 9:30, and you'll be able to catch it on demand, and if not, you can get Hulu and watch it there, you lazy people. We've been talking about this forever, so you should know how Hulu works. And Adam Korson has got a great resume of work. You've seen him on some different shows. We'll link to some of that, link to his Twitter and whatever, so everybody can look out for that mountain bike photo, that kind of thing. So,
yeah. I will do it in the next couple of days. I promise you that.
Adam, it is a great time talking with you, and I hope we can work that out again. Maybe we can catch up again closer to the season ending, and we'll have news of a renewal and those kinds of things to chat about, because it sounds like a real fun show, and that's what's important. You touched on that, and people need a break, man. This stuff's going on in the world. We're like, hey, I need a breather from this, man.
Yeah, let's just escape a bit and have a few laughs, man. It was a complete pleasure talking with you, and I would love to come back and do this again. A lot of fun.
Sounds good, man. You take care. Bye-bye.
All right, you too. Bye.
Thanks, Adam.
Hey, thank you, Brandon. Really, it was a great time. A lot of laughs.
Just gotta have some fun, bro. I don't even know where it goes half the time. My people are gonna be like, "What just happened? What just happened?" I'm like, just play as much of it as we can, and we'll go from there. I don't know what to say.
You're gonna have a sperm count meter.
Oh my gosh, my wife will kill me if I start doing something like that. She's gonna be like, "What did you do during this? Why am I getting tweets about? Did you hear your husband talk to Adam Korson?" I'm like, he's a beautiful man. He's on the beautiful man list. I couldn't not talk to him about it.
Right. Oh my God, hilarious.
Oh my God. Well, bro, take care of yourself and keep in touch.
All right, we'll do. You too, man.
All right, bye.